10 seconds.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back at the View from the Deadbox. We have a special guest star today, Chris Rangel from Undr Industries. He's going to be kind of give us a little rundown of a little bit of everything that's going on in the paintball community and what he's been building and over the last, decade per se. We still got Michael here.
Oh yeah,
obviously.
I'm here, man.
Still alive.
Doing things. Yeah.
Yeah.
At least I got you 2 weeks this time. I mean, I'm still kind of heartbroken that I had your wife that one night. It was weird, man. It was weird.
had to skip out, man.
I know.
Had to dip. Chris, so what's up, man? What is going on?
First, foremost, thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate the opportunity to sit around and bullshit with you guys for however long we chat tonight.
Oh yeah.
So.
I can't wait. This should be a good one. I'm excited.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't want to build myself up or anything.
Yeah.
Nah.
So I guess we'll just get into it. Cup actually got finalized, got dates. All the restrictions are put out. They got the team caps up. I think it's going to be. We hope it should run pretty smoothly. I mean, obviously, but.
I've always said this, like Tom and Camille and the support staff behind the NXL, they definitely have set the bar of where the event should be, and especially even like on the micro level, they give everybody, I would say, what you should expect. And I've told Tom this several times. My only bitch about the NXL is the fucking scoreboards. Like the divisional fields need to be hardwired. The fucking Bluetooth shit, it needs to go the fuck away.
Yeah.
Besides that, I've always told Tom this, like, the events are running great for the most part. Everything's on time. Just the fucking scoreboard piece, man. Like, if nothing else, just the fucking scoreboards.
Yeah.
Like, I think literally last year with VM, there was not a game that I was coaching or playing on that we did not have a scoreboard problem. And
it's gonna happen.
For fuck's sakes, man.
Yeah, or the clock has an issue of not counting off 10, so they're manually calling it. You know what I mean? Like it's like
that's literally my only bitch.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't see there being a difference in the way everything's run. Obviously, the huge challenge is maintaining of social distancing, trying to keep the place as clean as possible, because it is an outside venue. Those are going to be the challenges. But I don't see that Tom and the support crew not being able to do their best to mitigate and make the most of a piss poor situation we've all been dealt.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, I don't want to say I'm disappointed, but I expected it to fill up a lot faster than it has. Right?
Yeah, that's the crazy part too. Bringing that up, like I didn't expect us to still have slots for VM. And I was honestly really worried about it. I remember I was talking to Camille a few days prior, and I was like, hey, what do we need to do? Because, we have our situation set up with them, and, I don't want us to be fucking out in the cold, because I wasn't being due diligent on our end to make sure that VM is taken care of.
Yeah, exactly.
And that one, caught me off guard, with the cap.
Well, I mean, shit. How many lines did we have in last year when we played? I mean,
27.
That is wild. That number just blows my mind.
And that went everywhere from D2 X Ball all the way down to 10-man mounds.
Yep.
So
we had guys playing every format.
That's awesome.
Which is it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I was so worried. Like I took all of my guys' money in. I had our VM lines money. I had my D5 5-man lines money. Like I had all our guys like waiting, and as soon as 2:00 hit, I rushed to get on and pay it. And I was like, we had an issue. Like I paid the first time, and they didn't use PayPal this time, which is very odd. They've always had the PayPal button, click it, boom, paid, done. Yeah. They wanted to put in my credit card information, which is odd. So I put it all in, and it said, thank you for taking the payment. your order processed, and then below it said there's been an error. So I just screenshot it, look at my account. The entry fee came out, so I'm like, cool, no big deal. But I kept checking like the next 20 minutes, and the payment never processed. But everybody else was paying, and it was processing instantly. So I was very surprised. I reached out to NXL on their Facebook actually and messaged them, and within like a few hours they messaged me back. We talked back and forth. They got it squared away. I was worried like I was gonna pay, and then my RD5 line for 5-man was not gonna get a spot. I'm like, I'm gonna be this big piece of shit. Like I paid at 202, and then it's
like,
not gonna go through, and they're not gonna be able to play.
So it's like crazy. Yeah, you talk about that. I remember with ICC with Tim, like last year we sponsored the ICC with ref jerseys. So, you know, we kind of got, you know, early in, and I remember talking with Tim, and I was like, hey, let me know what you need for VM's entry. He's like, hey, don't worry about it. Yeah. So we paid him prior to, and as soon as it came online, we were already paid for our piece. And later on, I think it was at whatever as soon as they opened up registration and like the following little bit, he was like, dude, I had to give back $30,000 entry fees.
Oh my God.
Dudes were just fucking throwing money, like, you know, not going through APPA. They were just fucking spamming him money.
On PayPal,
just trying to get their fucking entry in. And it sold out in like, you know, 4 minutes or some shit. And Tim was like, dude, I gave back fucking 30 grand. Like I didn't know what to fucking do. I'm like, that's a hell of a problem to have, man. You know?
Yeah, no, that's that's wild.
Well, I mean, every year he hosted that event. I say every year. The last 2 years, I know that he hosted it sold out within like the first 30 minutes, both times. So, which is insane. And I know they're going to keep it up, and it's going to keep running it.
Yeah, Russell and Sam and Ryan. I mean, they've got obviously big shoes to fill with Tim, but I know for a fact like they're more than capable, and it's in good hands. Like. Yeah. Russell knows the spirit of intent that Tim had when he set out to do it. Obviously, Sam and Ryan have been, you know, they're best friends, you know, for fucking ever.
Yeah,
it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be right there where it needs to be, you know. And I look forward. I look forward to it. I look forward to this year, you know, and you know, I talked to Tim a lot, you know, with Bunkerfest and then Longhorn, trying to do both those. And getting insight from, you know, the perspective of behind the curtain about wanting to be a promoter and, you know, doing all those little things behind the scenes that you don't think about, you know, try to mitigate those as much as we can before the event starts off.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a huge blow, man. Like Corey Field from Thunder calls me and lets me know. And then Daryl from DLX, he's like, hey, you know, this happened, and it was like it didn't hit, you know. And I remember calling I called Travis. Is like, hey dude, like I don't know what the fuck you're doing, but we're going out for beers.
Yeah.
And like we did some shit at the workshop, and then we went out and we drank and we reminisced about Tim, and you know, it's like one of those things, like it didn't feel right. And for both of us, we both had the same feeling. It's like patrol goes out and the patrol doesn't come back home. But your friend that you literally, and I just like literally like 2 days prior was bullshitting with Tim about WCPL and whatnot, and going out in dinner and whatnot like we have in the past, and you know, it's just not there, you know. And, and there's nothing.
It's crazy.
There's nothing you could do. There's nothing you could say. It's just like, fuck, man. And that feeling of just having no control on the situation it's huge. And for a lot of guys, like, you know, and especially for like military guys, you know, you don't know how to deal with that. It's tough, but you have to fucking, you know, pick up and drive on. And that's like one of those things, like for Travis and myself, so many times, like, well, you know, shit sucks, man, but you got fucking patrol, dude. We got to go. You know,
yeah,
it's a big fucking gut check, you know. And then that's where the league at for ICC is like, I strongly believe Russell made the right decision with canceling the event. Would we all had a good time going there? Sure. Would have been super somber? Absolutely. But I think Russell and the family, you know, made the right decision of canceling the event.
Yeah.
You know? Especially, I think it honors them a little bit more in that aspect too. You know, just so everybody has a little bit of time to, I reflect on Tim.
Yeah.
And as much as he's done for the sport, and I told Mike this, we had a podcast kind of dedicated to him, and I told him that I'm like, of every pro player that I've met, I can find somebody that has something bad to say about a player. Like, some people don't like Ryan Greenspan. Some people don't like, every other player has somebody that they don't like.
Yeah.
But I've never met somebody that has had a bad thing to say about Tim ever. And he was always working the tents, and he was always helping me out. If I had questions about the guns, or we bumped into him at MVPS, we had some stuff, and he's always like down to earth, like, so.
Yeah, he talked to us for a hot minute at the MVPS this year. I mean, me, you, and Jamie, and a lot of the other guys kind of trickled on over. I mean, it was an hour, maybe. I mean, he just sat there and just talked, and I'm like, oh, this is – you don't get that with everybody, really. I mean, some people are just like, okay, cool. That's get out of my hair.
That's like one of those things. It's like one of those things, like, I know I'm not the most personal guy at events because I have so much going on.
Yeah.
And it got brought up to like, guys, he stopped and he wanted to talk to you. And I was like, yeah, I talked to him, but it's like, I still have things to do. And I don't have, 20, 30 minutes. Now, if I'm just in the tent and I'm not doing shit, then yeah, I'll bullshit with you all day, and especially at Cup, like, well, he wanted to talk to you and whatnot. And I'm like, 30 fucking teams I'm trying to take care of.
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm working.
Yeah. It's like, trust me, I'm not trying to be rude, but it's like, I still got shit I got to do. And, he's like, oh, he took it really hard. And I'm like, trust me, man, it's not like that, dude. Like,
yeah.
We were talking with Wes, prior to this, it's like, if I'm an asshole to you, you done earned it. But if like, I'm just in passing and like, I'm trying to get to A to B. Hey, Chris, what's up? Hey, how you doing, man? Blah, blah, blah. All right, bro. Yeah, fuck yeah. Whatever it is, like, let's grab a beer, blah, blah, blah. I got to go, and that's just one of those things. And some people,
they just don't get it.
Yeah, they take it personally.
Yeah.
And it is what it is, and it's like, and like with Tim, he was just one of those like super humble, down to earth guys. And so just like what you're saying, like you could always just stop and bullshit with him. Yeah. And he never let the celebrity cloud get to him. And like, and like with Sam Monville and Chad and Ryan, I've like sat down with those dudes and we didn't talk about anything about paintball. We just talked about life shit. And for me, that was like, these dudes are fucking good people.
Yeah.
Like you meet other guys who have allowed this. In paintball, yeah, you might be fucking shit hot, but outside paintball, nobody gives a fuck about.
Yeah, no one knows who you are.
Fucking cares.
Not at all.
Nobody knows who you are.
And like the fucking paintball standard meme. What's your favorite pro been doing? Working at McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like nobody fucking cares about this shit.
Yeah.
And it's like we all wake up in the morning, we put our fucking boots on the same exact way.
Yeah.
And the second that you don't think that, you get fucking humbled. And that's just me, that's how I feel about it. But it's like Tim, I never had that with Tim. Like,
yeah.
That's like that guy that you weren't at the SPL, and I so wish you were there. But it must have been one of the damage guys. And we were playing D4 5-man or whatever. And I shot the guy as he ran down, argued or whatever. And so my dad said something to some dude on the sideline because he was like bitching. He goes, I shot the motherfucker first. And my dad was like, no, like he shot him first. He was like, well, the pros helped coach us. And my dad was like, it's a pro paintball player, kid. He goes, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. He just kind of like looked at my dad like, oh, okay. And my dad's like, I don't care, dude. Like, you guys are just out here playing. Like, it is what it is type thing. But so how did you get your start in paintball, Chris?
So it was going to be, let's see, like 2000, whenever Brass Eagle was king, like RP Shear.
1978 or no, not that far.
I've been playing for about 20 years.
About 20 years, okay.
Yeah, so like when I really got into it, like RPS was like the main go-to national.
Marbleizer for the win, dude.
Yeah, dude, Marbleizer, El Tigre, like all those brands. All-Star was like $110 a case. And my buddy Shane showed up one day with a fucking tiger shark with a pump.
Yeah.
And he was like, bro, check this out. And so we were in the backyard fucking like just, oh my God, I got to get one of these. So I remember busting my ass and working, fucking hard as, because I'm like fucking like 10, 11, 12, whatever the fuck we were. And I saved up, busted my ass and saved up to get enough for a tiger shark. And then our other buddy's got a tiger shark. So we're playing fucking pump in the woods behind my house.
And then 12 grams.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And then I think someone showed up with a piranha, because piranhas had one of the very first mechanicals.
Yep.
That was like entry level priced.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my fucking God, dude, I got to get one of these. And then spider popped off. And I bought a spider. My buddy's got a piranha. My other buddy got a fucking,
Maybe a Titman at the time, maybe?
Yeah, it was a 60, the Titman 68.
The SL68 or whatever it was called.
And then I had another friend get a fucking Desert Fox. And that's what kind of we're all on this arms race.
Yeah.
And
that's how it still is today, though. It's
yeah,
like
dude,
the same
for real.
shit.
And so we were playing fucking 3-mans and shit in Oklahoma. And then, you know, eventually fucking, we all kind of like parted ways, I say. Like, I think our last event together was D-Day. 2000, let's see, it had to be like 2010 or so. Because I was a sophomore or junior in high school. And we played, it was, you know, if you haven't done D-Day, obviously it's, I think this year got canceled because of COVID. So I don't know if they're going to do one next year, but if you have an opportunity to go, it's fucking great.
I've been telling him for a while.
I've never done it.
When I was in a station in El Paso at Bliss, I went, and we took like 10 of us. And this year, I've been trying to get us the year before last. This year, I finally got a group of like 10 of us. Everybody paid. We paid all of our entries. We had our hotel booked. Everything was, or a hotel. We had the camping ground. Everything was good to go.
Yeah.
And then they canceled it. Now they kept all the entries, and they said that
they're gonna roll it over.
One last year at the finale. It's gonna be next year. Will be the last year they'll do it. So we're hoping that we can do everybody up there and do that one final year. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's a crazy experience. It's like when I went, it was 1,200 on 1,200.
That is wild. So the biggest game I've played is like 200 on 200 in Tampa.
So when I went there, the year that I went was the largest game ever.
That's crazy.
And they got, you know, they've had it on APG, they had it on fucking War Games, they had it on Trauma Head, like all that shit was out there. And I remember they had the Allies and the Axis on two sides of the forest, and then the air horn went off. It was like every huge main battle move you've ever seen, where like they're just charging into the center. That's exactly what it was. So they had a tank battle off of the distance. The tanks weren't allowed on the infantry side, and it was like this air horn went off, and it was like and it was like this clash and clash and clash of this wave after wave of fucking dudes. It was a great time. You know, and like you're a high school kid, so it's like, this is fucking awesome. And that's what really hooked me. And then, you know, going in from that, I started playing more and more airball, 3-mans locally, enlisted in the Marine Corps, really didn't play at all until after I got done with boot camp. I remember I got done with boot camp, was in going to 29 Palms for later on. So I didn't buy anything before I deployed, but when I got back, I got a shocker. I could never afford a shocker as a kid. Always wanted one. Fucking old shoe boxes and 4x4s. All those fucking gorgeous guns. Like there's a guy on Facebook. I think his name's Christopher James. Yes, all of his fucking shoe boxes and all his 4x4s, dude.
He's got like
shout out. Huh?
It's just like this fucking wall on walls. And I'm like, dude, like. I envy you. I envy you. And like now they're so
all the impulses and all the 4x4s, and he's got just everything. It's insane. And he's got they're all color coded, like every shade of blue, every shade of yellow, every shade of green.
I mean, he's got one of the most fucking mint collections of those old guns.
Yeah. So
yeah, definitely he's got it going on. And I remember like flipping through fucking action pursuit games and like, man, I wish I could get this. Like the old mini cockers and like cockers were like $2,500 and angels, you know, were fucking $2,000. And it's like, I'm a fucking poor ass dirt kid from Vocal, Oklahoma. I can't afford any of this shit. Like I'm fucking scrapping by to make my Bob Long Spider fucking Electro with a $300 Booyah frame.
Yeah, Booyah. I remember that. I think I had one on a Spider TL Plus. I think I had a Spider TL Plus, and then we got a Booyah frame for it, and that was like I was king.
So that's a Bob Long frame that they were making for Spiders.
No, it was a upgrade. You could just buy this electronic frame, and you could throw it on the Spiders. You could throw it on the Bob Long bodies. You could throw it on the Piranhas, and it would give you the same firepower ability at a fraction of the cost to compete against the Angels and the electro fucking automatic.
I have never heard of that before.
Well, because Bob Long made a run of spiders too. I think they were called the Millenniums or something like that.
Yep, that's what I had.
Yeah, and my dad had a Millennium at the time, and they were a lot smoother than the spiders were. Well, you know how Bob Long is in general with his engineering.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing these frames. I just pulled up on my other screen.
Yeah, and it's they're funny.
I
they had all the modes in them too. They had all the modes. I think that's the one that had the itty bitty button at the bottom of the frame, like on the where your palm would be.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, and you could just change all the modes. It was great. Yeah, I had one on a TL Plus, I believe, and I think my buddy had a Spider SE, the green black camo, and I think he bought one for his too. And like in hindsight, it's kind of like we talked about years. You spent like $500 on that Ion after you bought it when you were like starting out.
That was a mistake, man.
You should have just dumped that gun and bought a better gun.
I refereed so many soccer games for that fucking gun too.
What the thing is like with the Ion, it was like $100 to get it, right?
Yeah.
And then you throw like a $20 part in, and then you throw like a $40 part in. Yeah, by the end of that, you got a fucking Honda Civic. Mm-hmm. But at the time, all you can afford is that bag of Doritos.
Yeah.
That bag of Doritos allowed you to eat at the big boy table for a little bit.
Sure did, man.
You know, and you got to give it to fucking Smart Parts at the time. They gave everybody a fucking platform. It's like literally Smith & Wesson in the Wild West. Everybody, all men are created equal. Some men got a fucking Smith & Wesson.
Yeah.
And that leveled the playing field. So now I can go in there with my $100 fucking Ion and go shit on the fucking kid shooting me with a fucking Angel.
Yeah.
Or the Egos or the Shockers or, you know, whatever the case was. Because I can't afford a fucking $1,500 Lux. I can keep up with them with my fucking $100 Ion.
Yep.
You know?
Man, that thing was I gotta find pictures of it. I mean, Wes's dad gave me a killer deal at the time. I want to say I paid like $160 for the damn thing. They had one. This was probably 2005, maybe, or 6. They were pretty new. And then it was like Virtue Board, $200. Empire Revolver Kit, $200. $30 trigger, $30 feed neck, $60 CP reg, and it was like, holy fuck, that got out of hand real fast.
But it was like one of those things like, it's just a little here, little there, little here, little there, you know.
So now, how long have you been? Oh, sorry. How long have you been doing Undr as the company itself?
Undr started in 2007 as a paintball team with Josh Wan, Restock, myself, and a couple other guys. Like that, like Reese and Josh were like, and myself were like the captains. And it really started off as we didn't have a team, and we were at Camp Lejeune, and we were all good players, but we weren't good enough because we couldn't commit because the military to, you know, Trauma and Gridlock were out there. So like that was our, you know, the feeder camp. Raiden was out there, and you know, all those kids in the good years of the CFWA. That's who we were grinding against.
Yep.
EPL had just started. It was trying to compete against CFWA. I remember winning my first national event at CFWA when we had 60 or 70 teams in our fucking division. And winning, like, it was D5, but I don't give a fuck. You go through that many goddamn teams, dude. It's just like, fucking get on my level, bitch. And then the next event we go fucking, you know, just get shit on.
Story of my paintball career right
dude,
there.
But, you know, and that's just how the CFO, you know, that's how, you know, paintball is in general.
Yeah.
So that's where we got started at. As everybody deployed and PCS, you know, it died. It was my second deployment, and I come back, I buy a shocker. I remember going and getting a loan for $800 down at First National Bank on base, FSB or whatever the fuck it is. Got a $1,000 loan because I got a shocker for $800 and I got a Halo, and I already had a tank, so I fucking remember slapping that bitch on there, going down to Temecula, and fucking running against all the kids down there and just having a fucking blast. Like, because the DMCs had just came out, the DM4s had just came out, the ultralight frames were out, so like it was like this pinnacle time to have an electro, and the shocker comes out and it's that single tube, and it's like, this thing's lighter, it shoots faster, and it's fucking cheap.
Yeah.
In comparison to like the DMs at the time. and it was fucking tiny. Like the fucking DM was like a goddamn 8x10 on, and then you put a loader, so it's like it's fucking high rise. And going out there and just having a fucking blast, and playing in Temecula and all those places out in 29 Palms, and started making goggle straps. So I made 2 goggle straps for myself, and I still own those. And then I was like, okay, let's see what we can get away with, because like this shit's obviously expensive. So I made my first round of goggle straps, and we made 10 of those to start with. Sold all of them, and I've been slowly trying to find I'm missing 3 of the original run, and I'll probably never find them again. And the artwork, of course, is fucking gone. So it's like,
dang,
huge kick in my ass. Is like I look back and it's like, none of this should have happened. I told Wes this just a little bit ago. I was like, none of this should have been here. So fast forward, do a deployment, sell a couple goggle straps, did some headbands, deploy, come back, and did that for several years.
And at the time, where were you selling these? Just on PB Nation, I'm assuming?
Yep, PB Nation. I got banned twice for selling new in-box gear.
Oh, yeah, I actually got one of those too.
Not selling in the correct forums and not having gold ups and all the other bullshit. It's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck this. So fucking I went through 3 accounts on BB Nation.
Imagine how much faster you could have grown your business. Like Facebook selling a marketplace was where it was now back then, right? God, I mean,
just getting information.
You could honestly be at this point, like knowing how big you are now. Yeah. At this point, you could literally almost be like HK, right? If you had the selling points then as you do now. Yeah. Like it's all about who you can reach and who can reach you.
A great example is the Day of the Dead jersey that we put out. Now I made this jersey way earlier this year, but we just now started to put pictures out of it. And we sold, like 5-10 of those. I didn't have to do anything besides throw them in Facebook groups.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's fucking badass, dude. Bye. And it's just so much easier on Facebook to reach people than putting up a forum, hoping someone sees the forum. Whether
reply to a private message.
Yeah. And now it's like, oh shit, I like that. Click, buy. 3 clicks, they're in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just having that ability has completely changed the way. And again, it's knowing and understanding how your customer is going to go through the process of buying. If it takes me more than fucking 10 clicks, you're going to lose a customer. Yeah. So if I can go click, and out the door, for the most part, you're going to get your sale. You're not going to have bounce offs and, keeping your bounce rate low. But yeah, when I lost my Facebook a couple weeks ago, dude, I was like, holy fuck, dude. Like everything it's scary because I have literally so much of the company is on Facebook. I've got 10 plus years of messages. So when, as an example, I've been working with B for the last couple of years. When B from Destiny is like, hey, I need to do this, I have to scroll back through the messages and be like, okay, we talked about this. I can refresh myself on the conversation and then be where I need to be in a mindset, because I might be doing 20 other things, working on whatever. And I fucking forget I got TBI, And so like having that running dialogue is crucial, and I don't delete anything, and losing all that was like, oh fuck, dude, like what are we going to do? And COVID hasn't treated us well. Like we've been able to sustain, but we're just on the same boat as everybody else. Like this shit's tough, dude. Like we got fucking backlog because the post office doesn't want to make deliveries. So I got angry customers. Where's my shit? We fucking shipped it out. Where is it? The post office has it. That's not good enough.
Okay, well, I guess you're waiting.
What do you want me to do, man? Like go down there and choke out my postmaster and tell him, get this shit to fucking Cleveland, Ohio better? Like I see what you see, man. And
how many masks did you guys end up giving away?
Just shy of 10 grand.
See, that's crazy. And people are gonna bitch about something being late, and you gave away 10K masks. That's just blows my mind. It's so obnoxious.
I remember having the conversation with Travis. He's like, you know what's gonna happen, and I'm like, oh, I know absolutely. Charity brings out some of the worst in people.
Yeah,
because they feel instantly entitled to whatever it is, and you see it in chow lines. You've seen it in the military. Take one. You'll see it on fucking Halloween.
I was
just
just
take
about to
one.
say Halloween candy, take one.
Oh yeah.
Hey, listen, if you put take one candy, like I'm probably gonna grab a couple extra. I'm not gonna
Yeah, well,
I'm
I
a
mean,
Halloween.
it's your
and I'm
West Side
walking
Town,
my
we know
nephew
that.
around, and you have like a candy bowl of like full of Twix. I'm probably gonna take like 3 or 4. I'm not gonna.
And he's gonna kick the 3-year-old girl grabbing one on his way out too.
Yeah, right out. But oh god, man, I remember talking to you and just like hearing the guys on the pages like cry and bitch and or they'll order 2 and then you put up because you did 2 free masks.
Yeah.
So everybody can get 2 free masks. All you have to do is pay shipping. Which at the time when you were doing these masks, there was a scarcity on masks. So like nobody could go to your store. Now the masks have caught up and it's different. But at the time, like you couldn't get masks. Like you just couldn't. And I remember talking to you and you saying that you were having repeat people go back in there and buying 2, not buying 2, but ordering 2, and then they would wait and you put up a new batch and they'd order 2 more. And then I'm sure I know you caught some, but I know there's all kinds of people that racks and got 4 or 5.
And it was 1 of those things like make the system like make it so they can. It's like, well, it was a problem. It's like, okay, the customer's got to make an account, which isn't a lot to ask, but then it is, and then we have to have special coding. So I got to hire somebody to do that, and then I've got to fucking make each product on the back end only be eligible for this. And it was just a lot of fucking legwork and a lot of money. So it's like,
just hope the honor system works.
Yeah, and that's what so we ended up getting in, like, as the first wave goes out and the second wave goes out and the third. Okay, now it's like we have the customer base. We can see on Shopify it's good because like say B goes in there, I can see every order B is made. Using her example, so I can go back and see all of her prior orders. So when Susan would go in there and order 10 masks on the first go, and she'd get the 2, and that's all. Then she'd go back and then see it, and then I'd see it, and then what we were seeing is like it changed the name by a letter or whatever, make an account, but then I'm like, okay, I see you're shipping the same fucking address. I know what you're doing, and then they call us like, hey, I ordered this. Yeah, but you're being a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
And I've obviously shared some of our more colorful characters.
I love it. Mm-hmm. I love it.
And and it's like, I'm gonna do this, and it's like, dude, like you're being a piece of shit. Shut the fuck up. No one is gonna
call your boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy who said I got your IP address and it's the same person on Facebook. You're a goddamn you're a fucking genius.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
You called me, sir. Long. You got me. Red-handed. Jeez,
so
man.
Back to the earlier question. About 2014, I was getting ready to retire out from the Marine Corps, and kind of took the back seat about what I wanted to do. I knew as a person, I am not cut out for the 9-to-5 thing. I knew I was retiring, so I didn't have to really worry about paying the bills and making sure the family was taken care of. So I was like, all right, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can get away with. Took a sizable amount of money, made a bunch of products, threw it out there, and see what happened. And luckily enough, the pants, our early model pants, did well enough. We were able to make sustained growth on the pants. And so then we started doing the goggle straps, and goggle straps have always been one of our kind of staple products. I've died off on it, mostly because of time. They are labor intensive to create, and jerseys have kind of filled that void. And I enjoy making jerseys. I love seeing people wear our stuff. I love seeing the reactions when other people see it. I love seeing the pictures of them. And so as we have grown, it's been one of those things. Okay, this product is done well enough to fund the next project. That project funded the next project. And now we're not having to so much worry about that cycle where we can sustain ourselves with things. But when we first started, it was like, I don't know if this is going to work. And so I just took the risk to say, fuck it, and march forward. And we've been lucky enough to continue forward. And like I was telling Wes earlier before we started the show, was like, I don't have the opportunity to fuck it up with customers. So we get one time, and trying to make a product last as long as it could for whatever the price point is been always the back end goal. Like joggers are a great example. I see joggers for us as a high turnover item because they're thin, but at the same time, you're not invested, $200-$300 into a set of pants like a lot of other companies. So for your return of investment, you should be getting at least 6 to 12 months of use on a jogger pant. That's where we sit at. And for $55, if you're able to go through an entire season on a $55 pair of pant, most likely you're going to come back next year. Or at a minimum, you're like, hey, I had a good experience with this. These are things I'd like, that I desired be different. And you're not always going to be able to hit those marks. But at the same time, you still feel that you got a good return of investment on the product. And that's always something for us I wanted to do. So like with jerseys, making sure your jersey lasts you for 2 years. And it's just one of those, it's a growing thing. The first jerseys we made were fucking garbage. And I won't even try to say otherwise. But it's one of those things, like, we had no idea what we're doing. We're learning as we're going. And there is no playbook on how to make a paintball jersey better. It's just trial and error, trial and error, trial and error.
Yeah.
And luckily enough for a lot of our early teams, they've continued to stay with us, and we've been able to get a better product each and every time. And they see that.
It's also feedback too.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing for us, is, in general, making anything is like feedback. You can always like apply this or apply that and make the product better no matter what it is. I think it is a great thing. What's one tip you would have for anybody starting their own business, whether it be in the paintball industry or anything in general? What's one thing you wish you would have known prior to starting?
It's something I wouldn't say I wish I would have known prior, but it's definitely be resilient. There is no overnight success. Anybody who says that, into my opinion, is bullshitting you. You see him on Facebook. I'm going to show you how to become rich quick. It doesn't work like that, man. Nothing's guaranteed, and be resilient. Expect shortfalls and do your best to mitigate them, but expect them. And when they come, take it on the fucking chin like a man, dust yourself the fuck off, and drive forward. None of what you're doing is guaranteed. None of it is, not entitled, but God damn it. None of it is, I guess nothing's entitled to you.
Yeah.
On the spec of how the customer is going to react. If you want to do it, expect long hours, expect shit pay, expect asshole customers, and
those all sound like terrible things.
They are. Being an entrepreneur,
Same hashtag don't do it.
No, and I tell people all the time, like, I've had lots of people, I want to start t-shirts. Oh, buddy. Daryl Trent is a perfect example. Hey, Daryl, I want to make t-shirts. You're fucking stupid. Now, this is Daryl Trent, who's part of fucking GOG Paintball.
Yeah.
They put out fucking millions of dollars worth of Luxes annually, probably quarterly. This man's telling me don't fucking touch t-shirts. You know what I did? Didn't fucking listen. You know what I didn't do? Sell a goddamn t-shirt. And it's just one of those things, and for us, like, I'd have to assume the HK sells a lot of t-shirts.
I'm sure.
But I'd hope they're not making them what it cost me to make a fucking t-shirt, which it probably doesn't. They're probably giving themselves, a really good hookup deal somewhere to make them very fucking cheap. Trying to do t-shirts here in the States, you're paying fucking $15 a shirt. I got to sell this $15 shirt for $20 so I can try to make $5. Well, I got a whole goddamn fucking shelf full of these. They're not going anywhere.
I will say, everybody that I know who says like they were gonna make a couple hundred shirts to like sell these shirts off, end up with a garage full of shirts.
Yep. So like for us, like the smart thing was to do them on tech shirts and make them print to order. So like, hey, I really like the design. Cool, man. I can make it on whatever you want. I can put it on a hoodie. I can put it on a long sleeve. I can put it on a short sleeve. I can make it on a fucking polo, and be done with it.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things, like, we, just learn the space. So it's like, do I feel bad we don't have a bunch of cotton t-shirts? Sure. But it's more important. We're staying positive, or at least the black, with the operating tempo of our necessities of the company.
Yeah, we're not in the hole making shirts right now.
Like, I remember we did like 15 designs on Ripa t-shirts. I gave almost all of them to the homeless.
That's insane.
That's
Now,
awesome.
talking about that, homeless basically are paintball players. Basically, you do a program every year, and I'm not sure if a lot of guys know this or not, but you do a program. It's like the trade in your pants program, right? And I think it's any pair of pants you have. You, and it's typically at Cup. It might be a little different this year, obviously, but
yeah, I don't know if we're gonna. Well, typically we would start it right now.
Yeah,
I'd assume most people don't have anything to trade in because they haven't played all year.
yeah, it should all be brand new.
Yeah, it should be.
So now it's always you typically trade in whatever pair of pants you have, busted or not, and you were doing a discount on your pair of pants that they purchased back through you. So if I turned in an old pair of like C5s, I could get X amount of dollars off a pair of pants through you. And then at the end of that sale, you took all those pants and you basically took them to the local fields, right?
Yeah.
Or whoever you thought needed them the most, or?
Yep. So I think, well, like one year we donated them to Chris Geyser out at his field in Tennessee. Year after that, we took him out to Cousins. Another year we took him out to another field in Texas. Another year we had him at Asylum. So like last year it was any pair of pant, any condition. Like we had guys literally bring us me fucking Nike joggers. I've had guys bring us, straight up, like it looked like he got in a fight with a werewolf. And it's like, hey dude, like, throw him in the pile, and like whatever we could that was salvageable and usable, we ended up donating to we always told the fields, like, please give these to new players, because it's so hard to be a new player and then try to afford gear at the same time playing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And when you go and have to buy $100 case of white box, it fucking hurts. It sucks, So if we can try to get these guys to continually come into the system, that the goal was and it's just to get more people into the space. So hopefully we have new customers and new players coming in, because one of the key examples is that the new player coming in isn't happening. What's happening is a lot of players, like myself is included in this, is like all the kids that started playing now have money. Mm-hmm. But what they don't want to do is waste their money playing whatever. They just want to go and have a good time. And having a good time means I spent $100 on fucking shitty ass white box. So I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So how the fuck do I get some kid and his mom to do that? Well, they don't. And it's so easy to turn to other things like, video games or laser tag or Nerf or, something that's low impact, costs a hell of a lot less, and my kid doesn't get hurt,
Yeah.
This cat biting on my chair.
Stop. Yeah, I always thought that program in general was pretty good because, it gets everybody back into buying new shit, and then also donating to the people who need it. Hopefully it goes to the correct people.
Yeah.
Now let's talk a little bit about like the veteran militia program in general, from how it got started to the monstrosity it is now at this point.
It's crazy.
So Travis Kerr, he is the name, or he's the idea behind the driving all of this. I want to say, was it 2016? Yeah, 2016 or 2015, right before Cup. Travis was like, hey man, like this is what I want to do. Like, and it was at the original time, it was called Sense of Purpose. And for a lot of guys leaving the military, it's the honest goddamn truth is, what the fuck do I do? Like, I'm leaving the military. I don't have a sense of purpose. I don't have the same support. I don't have a goal. I don't have something for me to wake up in the morning.
Yeah, there's no more mission. I don't have, I have that structure in life anymore.
And for a lot of guys, that's fucking tough, because now they've got to answer themselves. And a lot of guys are overwhelmed. And so we understood, and this is the whole time where fucking dumping ice in your head became the overnight craze, and doing 22 push-ups. And we all know suicide's bad. We fucking get that. So on our level of just Travis and myself, what the fuck do we do? Like, Like how do we do something rather than going on the internet? I did 22 fucking push-ups. You should do them too because that'll help veteran suicide. Well, it fucking won't. It's not. We all get it. We all know suicide's bad. So what we wanted to do was try on our level to build a network of like-minded individuals or anybody in the particular space that we all reside in as veterans and just get them to talk. And veterans as a whole are fucking terrible at just fucking talking.
Oh yeah.
They don't want to feel weak. They don't want to feel
they're closed off. Yeah, for sure.
They don't want to feel that they're being detrimental to someone else. They don't want to feel like a burden. They want to internalize. They want to, fall into drinking. They want to fall into whatever vice it is. And what we simply wanted to do was try our fucking best just to give guys somewhere where they could turn and talk. And is it the fucking end all be all? No, there are way better equipped individuals and corporations who make millions of dollars off the plight of veterans. And we can see it fucking every day. But on our level, we figured it was better than dumping ice in your head and doing 22 push-ups to make ourselves feel better. And so Veteran Militia was born out of that. And so it was right before Cup. I remember making the post. I was like, hey, like all veterans are welcome. Like I remember paying for the entry fee. I was like, just come out and fucking play. And we had, I want to say like 15, 20 of us, give or take, who went and played 10-man. And from there, it just been slowly snowballing. And I reached out to all the different companies, and it's, I don't want to sound like fucking arrogant, but like it's like people know me. People know where I'm fucking from. They know what I'm about. They know what to kind of expect. And I was like, I'm not here to bullshit you. I'm not here to ask for fucking handouts or free shit. But what we're trying to do is get and do our collective part to stop veteran suicide, or at least give these guys an opportunity to go somewhere, have a conversation, and talk. So
and
that
talk with
maybe,
other veterans that have the same
and
same
maybe fucking stops them. Now I know for a fact that we've had at least 3 members commit suicide that were part of the group, but the same aspect, I like to believe that we had about 10 plus guys that we have, and the page is nothing but memes and bullshit. But when guys have reached out and be like, hey, I'm not okay, everything fucking stops, everybody insulates and goes to help and do what they can. And that's what we're trying to do.
Well, I think the biggest thing for me is being there and seeing everybody who's like, hey, I got a buddy that, is going through a tough time right now. He's in between jobs. This is where he's living at. And then can anybody help him out? And then I'll see like 10 people. Yeah, I'm like 20 minutes away. Here's my number. Tell the dude to give me a call. He can crash on my couch. Or, hey, and it's that network, I think, of people that, like you said, it's like building a network for people to lean back on. Because, I feel that everybody maybe takes situations a little bit differently. And some people are a lot more strong-minded than others, obviously. So some people need that, like, that help, need that, like, handout, like, hey, man, here, let me pick you up. Like, here, let me help you out, dude. Like, I've been in that situation, it's by talking to them like that, and it's, some guys need it. And it's a life-changing and or life-saving, for that matter, issue, right? And I think that's the biggest thing for me, is seeing the group come together and talking about, Air Force sucks, Army sucks, back and forth all day. And
that's the typical banter of the services.
Yeah, exactly. And then when somebody needs help, it's like all hands on deck, like, boom, what can we do to help this person out?
Yep.
Like,
and that's something that's like the most important piece of all of it. And we use paintball as an easy catalyst because it's all over the country. It's always going on. So it's like, I tell guys, like, I don't play paintball. That's cool, dude. Just show the fuck up. Like, what is paintball? Well, it's not important, but there's going to be, a couple hundred vets here. And if nothing else, dude, you can meet some cool new people, and maybe those guys live close to where you're at. And, what we want is that when the event's over, that these guys have that new network of individuals. And for a lot of guys, just like you say, like, this guy lives like 20 minutes from me. I never knew it until I showed up to play with VM.
Yep.
And now I have a really good friend, and we go out and we barbecue, we bullshit, we go on the boat, or whatever the case is. We became lovers, and did gay Navy shit.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and what we did is we helped guys who would have not had an opportunity to do so, and using paintball as that easy catalyst to move around the country, get guys together, you know. And I've done vet meetups where nobody showed the fuck up. And I want to talk about one angry wife. It's, you know, and it's just like, it is what it is. And she's like, how do you deal with it? And it's like, that's just how people are. And you can't stop trying. And so, you know, as long as I have an opportunity to use Undr as that vessel, I'm going to do so because it's the right thing to do. Will it cost me a lot of money? Sure. Is it going to waste a lot of my time? Absolutely. But I don't want to look back and be like, I should have, could have, would have.
Yeah.
You know, and Travis isn't as much as the vocal face of Veteran Militia, but you know, he still is the person whose idea. I've just been throwing the money at it and try to drive it forward. So, you know, right now I think I think we got like 2,000 dudes. I mean,
yeah, it broke 2,000 a little while back, I think.
Yeah, let me see whatever.
That's impressive. That's crazy. Honestly,
we definitely have 2,000 guys.
Yeah, I think it broke 2,000 a few months back, I believe.
Yeah. I'm trying to see exactly how many people.
Now, do we have 2,000 paintball players in there? No. But
we got almost 2,100 members.
Yeah.
And it's just like one of those things. Like I totally, you know, we all understand like these guys aren't all veteran paintball players. And, you know, and unfortunately that's kind of like the driver's seat of it. But again, it goes back to paintball is just easy because it's all over the country. It's something that you can collectively understand. You can go recreationally and play. And we've got a lot of good things that are set up with that to just get guys out.
Yeah.
Because, you know, sitting on your, it's just like, you know, being in the barracks. What are you doing this weekend? I'm going to sit in my room and drink and play Xbox. Yeah, get the fuck up, dude. We're going to go down to Temecula. We're going to go out to, you know, wherever this weekend. We're going to go out fishing. I don't fish. Shut the fuck up, dude. Get in the truck.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, and giving guys, you know, something like that. And being able to do that on our level is how we could go forward and try to make a difference. And that's a big piece too, is like, you know, with volunteer work, I don't know where to start. That's cool, dude. It's fine. If we all individually can do a little bit, then the collective whole grows. And if we all are doing a small piece, then hopefully we can mitigate, you know, the systemic suicides, the isolation, the drug problem, the drinking, and all of the issues that stem out of the veteran community that plagues us. And, you know, and it's a good feeling knowing that, hey, I'm helping somebody out. Is helping somebody out overwhelming? Absolutely. You got to check out? Totally. You still got to put yourself first? Yes. And there's a lot that goes into it. You know, it takes a strong individual to want to keep going back and do charity work and volunteerism, you know, and for us as individuals who are still trying to live our respective lives and seeing a brother who needs help and be like, I don't know what to do. Just talk to him, man. Like, just be there so they can get it out. You know, and I've had plenty of guys reach out to us like, Chris, like, I'm thinking about doing it. It's like, why, dude? Like, what the fuck is so difficult? I don't got any money. Totally get you here. Call these guys. Call these fucking guys. They will give you fucking money. You know, well, it's a short-term solution. You're absolutely, man. Where do you live? All right, this guy's a fucking career counselor. He can get you a job tomorrow. And sometimes you can only take the horse to the hole. You know, it's still on them to drink. And there's other guys who just want to be wallow. They want to fucking, you know, have the piss party. And it's like, I get that, dude, but you got to sack up sometime, you know. And some guys, they just isolate and they end up becoming. There's not a day that goes by that I don't see somebody on my Facebook feed that's a veteran that decided to take their lives. And what I get angry about is they didn't give anybody an opportunity to try
to help.
You know? And that to me is the most piss poor decision. You know, it's like with the VM groups, perfect example. I'm like, all of you are fucking leaders. All of you have been in a leadership role at some point in your career. Act like a fucking leader. I'm not, and I told Fox this. It's like, I don't got time to babysit you. You're all fucking grown ass goddamn men. Here's what needs to happen. Figure it the fuck out. If you have an issue, let me know and we'll address it. But your fucking entry, all your other bullshit, your transpo, house, that's on you, boys. Like, you're all 40 motherfucking years old. Like, you've been living for a minute. You can figure the fuck out. And it's just been slowly growing, and I'd like to believe that we've definitely made a good impact on the community. Are we ever going to be a fucking Wounded Warrior Battalion or whatever? Absolutely not. Some point, I would like to believe that Travis is going to take the front and center on the 501c. But until then, it's just like we keep doing what we're doing, and whatever happens.
Yeah,
I think it's a great thing. I know last World Cup, I helped coach Wes's team, and then when my dad, he was there, he walked by and he saw the tent, and he's a veteran. He was like, "That is awesome." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Most of those guys over there are all."
That was like one of the
somewhere.
coolest things. I want to say it was on Saturday, and Travis, he's like, "Hey, come here," and we walked off, kind of like angular to the tent, and that NXL gave us 40 by 40 tent. He's like, "Dude, all of that is because of us." And I was like, it was definitely a fucking euphoric feeling, dude. It was like
Big win.
It is, and it's like and the guys are all bullshitting. They're having a good time, and it's like I really hope that they take this home. I hope that these guys take this home and know that they're not alone. They know that there are people in their corner. That there is a community that they're part of that will willingly help them, and that if any time they get in a bad place, they can go somewhere and talk, and be taken out of that spot and be like and reassured that, hey man, it's not that fucking bad. Shit sucks, abso-fucking-lutely. Is it gonna get better? It will, man. But give us a fucking chance. Give us an opportunity.
I think it's all good stuff.
And seeing that was it was awesome to see that.
Yeah, my dad, he went up in there, he talked to a couple of them, and I was like, you ain't even got to like play paintball. You know what I mean? He was just like, saw that. My uncle, he's the Air Force. He went over there and talked to him too, and I'm like, that's good. Like, both of them need to talk to people occasionally. So I was like,
yeah. Like, one of the coolest things is we had a bunch of French soldiers who were playing World Cup, and they had heard about Veteran Militia on Facebook, and she comes up, and she's a Legionnaire. They're all French Legionnaires, and she's like, "Can we stay with you?" I'm like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, dude! Like, we have all gone through the same bullshit." And one guy, he's a Legionnaire. He's like, "I was a convict. I joined the military." I'm like, "Dude, it's all good, dude. Like, I don't need your story. Yeah. You've gone through the same bullshit that all of us has gone through. Like, you swore an oath to not only your national country, but to those who are on your left and right. And that's a big key part to all of that, is that, you're part of a community regardless of where you're from, or where you came from. This is here for you. And that's what we want, man. And like for myself, it was like with the jersey sales and things like that, is like I take that money, and like last year at World Cup, I ended up taking 5 cases of paint off of all 26 teams. So I ended up paying for damn near a skid of paint for teams. And, guys like, where's the money at? It's like, well, I just paid, for 120 cases, or, hey, we want to play this event. All right, cool. I got half your entry fee. Show up, give me your APP stuff, and we'll get you taken care of. And stuff like that. And that's, for me, what we end up doing a lot of times. And, and guys like, oh, you're just using veterans as to make money. It's like, I don't need your fucking money, dude. Like, I got a retirement check. I don't fucking need that. Like, it's not going to make me sleep any better. I'm not fucking.
Right, it's helping grow paintball too, even more than just the veteran side. You know what I mean? You're just doing 2 things. So, I think it's all good.
Well, what you have stuff you wanted to ask Chris? I get to bullshit with him every day, obviously.
I mean, I left him at fucking work. I don't really have a thing, but so sometimes I talk to Wes about paintball movies. So I was cleaning out a bunch of shit, and I don't have that one with me. Well, I had a brand new copy of War of Attrition.
That's a good one.
That's my favorite one. I have never watched this one, obviously. It's called The Campaign. Have you ever? It's 2011 PSP. I got a big glare.
I own that one.
I've never seen this one. I have to give all these
actually,
to Wes.
we just took all the DVDs to the warehouse. So all the Dirter ones I owned. I bought every Dirter video.
See, I don't know when I got these. This is another Dirter. This is Dementia. Never seen that one either.
Yep, that's a good one.
This one actually isn't Dirter, but this is the one I should have showed Reese, 2008 NCPA champions, which I'd be curious about that one. So we're gonna have to have a watch party.
I've not watched that one.
And then I can't even pronounce this. Male Violent. I'm not
That one's a good one too.
Yeah.
See, no, I haven't seen any of those. Are they still on Dirter's website? I know they had put them there, but these are all like brand new and wrapping. I don't know where the hell I got all these.
I think you order those from ANS.
Oh, you know what? I think you're right.
$2 a piece.
I think you
I was
are
gonna
right.
buy them all for like $2 a piece.
Yeah, I think you are. I think I needed free shipping or something. I was buying some stupid bullshit I probably didn't need. And I was like, oh, I could just, this will get me to $100. Yeah, I think you are right. Because I got a lot of the other Dirters in the back. But, no, I was looking through my phone. Because I normally write all my questions down in here, but I had typed them up at work and just did not bring them. But something Chuck says, and I think it means something to everybody a little different. So when Chuck says make paintball violent, what do you think when he says that to you, Wes? Because sometimes he'll say that before going out there, and every time he says it, I think something a little different.
Well, I mean, Chuck's been playing as long as me and Chris have been playing. So, you know, we've been through all the different fire rates and all the different modes and everything else. But I think the later of paintball here, it has been more of a carry 10 pods of paint on the field, shoot the lanes the entire time, and pray that one or two guys run through the lanes of paint. Then you can capitalize on a 3-on-5 body game. To where older paintball, right, it was like the lanes are open on the break, but once you got into the bunkers, like there was quick, fast moves down the field, and typically there was run-throughs every other point. There was like dudes were getting dunked on every point. And you really couldn't stop it no matter who you were. Like, no matter where you were shooting at, you could see the guy, but you're like, oh, well, my dude in the D3 is going to get dunked on right now. Like, you can't stop nothing about it. So I think when
I will give 100% to Paul. Paul definitely has marketed the violence thing. He's doing a great thing. And like, it sucked because him and Daniel created VSB. Him, Dirt Bomb, and Daniel created VSB. And then VSB got stolen from him for that piece of shit. And he was able to counter with the violence thing. And we made some of their early stuff. We did some pins and things like that for him. And it's got its momentum behind it, and it's cool to see. And when a guy's like, make paint about violence, like, bro, like, the most violent thing about you is taking a shit. You don't know what violence is. And I just always find it comical. Make paint about violence. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. If I roasted your ass fucking going to the corner at 15 balls a second, you'd cry.
Yeah.
You fucking cower down and you fucking cry. We're playing fucking CFOAs, trying to run the motherfucking mini X's, getting torched with fucking Russian Red Legion, fucking bright orange fucking paint, looking like a goddamn neon sign, getting my head caved in.
Yep. Or
bring the mini X's back. I'm still about it.
Yeah, and you don't know what fucking violence is. Like, oh, he overshot me. Shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah.
Like 10 balls a second.
And it's like funny because like I've been playing for so long, so if like I legitimately don't like you, I will fucking come headhunt for you. Yeah. If like you're walking off the field and I shoot you in the back, I'm usually like, hey, I'm sorry. Like, and that's just me being a nice guy, you know. And it's like
you're not sorry.
No, like if I legitimately like, so Aaron Biddington from MSXL, who runs the MSXL, he was coaching or not coaching, he was reffing, and this guy was on the D3 at Cup, I think it was. And I remember shooting the fucking piss out of this fucking kid. Well, Aaron was right behind him. So I shoot the kid, and I never see the out sign. So I'm just sitting there, and Aaron's in the way, so I'm just fucking lacing Aaron up. And Aaron's like, I thought you hated me. I was like, why? He's like, because you just shoot me all the fucking time. And I'm like, what did I do wrong to you, Chris? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm sorry. He's like, every time I swear, if I'm reffing you, you shoot me. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm literally, you know, if I shoot refs, I'm like, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to. Like, I know your job sucks. I ref for a couple seasons, but like, if I go dunk on you because you're a dick, I'm gonna give it to you. Like, I'm gonna give it to you in your fucking ear, your head, wherever I know it'll hurt. If I overshoot you on a run through, hey man, I'm sorry, dude. Or you're walking off and I shoot you in the back a couple times. Hey, that's my bad, dude. Like, I'm not trying to be a malicious player. Back in the day, dude, like, nah, like, there's 15. You're gonna get all 15.
Oh yeah.
Like, you're gonna get all of this. Like, my Ego 7 or my SL 74. Yeah, you getting all of this. You know, and you could sneak in 17, 18 balls a second on those little
Yeah, 'cause it's so loud and clacky
Yeah.
that they don't understand. They can't hear the difference.
and like and they weren't using fucking pack timers. Like you
there was
got
no
the
radar
little,
back then.
you got the little fucking piece of shit one. So like I cranked
Half
my
the time
shit.
they didn't even work. Half the
I
time
remember
they
having
worked out
the burst mode on. So you come out shooting 20 a second, let off, and then you're back to 15. Like I remember having breakout mode.
yeah.
Don't tell me you fucking didn't, because you're lying.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Everybody
had a virtue
did.
board.
Yeah.
Everybody had a virtue board. Everybody had the first shot was fully automatic, and after that it was 1, 2, 3 PSP.
Yep.
Everybody ran that. That was like normal.
I only ever played one 15 BPS tournament. That's it. Everything else, yeah, that's it. 2007, man. Yeah, that's when I started playing my tournaments. So I was literally right there at the very end. And that was a CFOA, I believe.
Yeah, I told Reese this. I think me, Chris, and Reese have crossed paths a few times on the CFOA.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I was playing D2 5-man or D2 X-Ball and 05, 06, 07 through the CFOAs at like, what was this field? I think it was Rock Hill, Greenville, Greensboro, all those.
That's all the PBC fields.
Yep.
PBC, yeah. We played all those fields. Yeah, and it was
Black River, and there was Real McCoys.
Real McCoys. It was all just mayhem. Like I just remember just fucking annihilating people.
And like you go out there and like practice at 15 seconds, so you're chewing through 3 to 4 boxes. For just a couple hours of play.
Yep.
Like I'm like, and like I would get my break shots just come out. Whoop.
Yeah, you had to be awful to miss people on the break. Like nobody really went snake on the break anymore. Like back then, you'd have to go like God, pull up short, and then go in, because if you'd have to be Superman, they'll go into the snake on the break on anybody, because they can just go shoot this. You'd have to be terrible not to hit the guy.
So Frank definitely ain't making it in, right?
Yeah, Frank's dead. Frank's dead before he gets 100%. Frank is dead before he makes the fire. Like that's how bad.
Or he'll dive in and shoot himself in the head.
Yes.
When this goes out, I'll definitely get a text.
And like those DVDs that you've got, there are like some of the pinnacle time.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And like in the early NXL days, it was full auto for the pros.
Yep.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3 fully auto.
Like
Yeah.
you come out and just like, meh, and you're just fucking on it. And they've got the pack timers. And you see guys fucking out there like not shooting 15 and getting a fucking major. Go to the box for fucking 2 minutes.
Well, we played that GFOA that they had turned off their rate of fire cap, and one of our teammates, he slid in, he shoots the guy doesn't get out, he shoots him again, doesn't get out, and he ramps on him, and the ref said it shot like 22 balls a second or something crazy when he put him. Yeah. He was shooting hot, but this was in like 10-5. It was, he just, when it did it, he turned and looked at the ref. He was like, oh, fuck. And the ref just like, come on, get off. You know what you just did, sir.
Yeah.
And so like when people say, oh, they pay about violence, it's like, bro, tell you what, nah, you don't want that. And even fucking even MPPL, when I was playing MPPL, like I would get the shit fucking roast out of me, and that's uncapped.
Semi.
Yep.
Well, these are fucking.
All of us
are
like, running.
Yeah,
all of us had like D bounce and mechanical bounce turned on, so it was like adding shots throughout the burst. Like it was adding extra shots. Like, oh yeah, I'm only pulling like 11. We're shooting like 17, 18 right here. Like this is normal.
Your dad had us practice on semi for like 2 seasons, 2008 and 2009. He was like, just play on semi. And we were like, oh, okay, semi uncapped.
Yeah, and what'll end up happening is when you go play
Yep.
Ramp, you don't miss your shots.
Yep, that was his thing. He was like, just do this. And I mean, it probably helped, I guess. I never really thought much about it when I was a kid, but
yeah.
I mean, it's like I play pump for like a good while. I was playing pump, and you get good with your snapshots.
Yep.
You get good on your timing. And then it sucks because like you're playing pump, and then at the time you're shooting 15 a second, and some guy fucking runs down and like torches your back, and you're like, you're a piece of shit, dude. I have a fucking pump gun. I might get 3 out of here, and you gave me 15 to my back. Like, real fucking cool, buddy. Real cool. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna go get my fucking ego now.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
damn it! I didn't mute my mic before I sneezed. Fuck! I was gonna say something.
But yeah, huge shout out to Paul for branding the violence thing. Like him and Dirt definitely have been working hard on that. So I have to give them props on that. It's good to see.
Yeah, I see it coming around a lot more in the last 2 years.
Yeah, I do too. What about you, Wes? Did you have any sort of question?
I wanted to mainly touch on the stuff we've been kind of going over. And then obviously the cup stuff going up. So it's really about it. That's all I kind of had. I think I'm hoping that cup goes as smooth as it looks like it might be going. It looks like there's still a lot of spots available for teams.
Yeah.
So which we already.
I mean, you got to think too is like a lot of places still have travel bans.
Yep.
There's still travel bans that are going on, and I remember talking with Travis about this. It's like the American spirit is to say fuck the government. That's who we are as a people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's a lot of South American teams who can't travel, and that makes up a lot of the D3, D4 ranked teams. There's a lot of island teams that come in. Like last year, I want to say there's like 30, 40 island teams. They can't come in because they're on quarantine isolation. Guys from Hawaii can't come in because the state's on lockdown. So it's going to be very small. And at the same time, when we're at Cup, are people going to listen? Or are they going to do the social distancing? I know that they're going to open up, free vending or free viewer space on the pro field. Are people going to respect, like I went to the bar to get drinks with the wife the other day. And like, I'm being respectful. I leave a chair in between you and me. That's roughly about 6 feet. And there's people who just walk up and it's like, hey buddy, like, and the bartender understood like, hey sir, please, don't do that. And he cops the attitude. And it's like, dude, like, trust me. Do we want to be right where we're at right now? No. Are they saying this will help? Maybe, maybe not, but they're saying it will. So is it making it any detrimental to me that I can't have fucking your drunk ass right next to me? It is. Yeah. Will people be respectful to that at the NXL event? I'd like to believe so. At the same time, I know how paintball players are.
I was just about to say, you know who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
I mean, you get firsthand to see how like customers and people talk and how intelligent certain people are. I can imagine how they're going to follow rules.
Well, like today, like guy buys something. Hey, this is messed up. Cool, dude, just send it back. Well, where's my return label? We don't do return shipping. Like we pay for the shipping on the way out. If it's something, like we'll fix it. That's fucked up. You're absolutely right, it is. But when I spend fucking X amount of dollars every year on fucking postage that never gets used because we have returns, we lose money. And right now, that's a tight commodity. So we don't do return shipping. And I'm not Amazon. That's the simple nature of it. Well, that's fucked up. I'm never using you again. Okay, sir. Like if you change your mind, you can return it. I'll refund you, or I'll swap it out for another product. Well, and it's like, well, nothing. Like I don't know what you want me to do, man. Like I will fix the problem, but I don't know. You need to do this. I'm not going to do that.
Paintball players are babies.
I will make it right.
Just talking
Here's how we make it right.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. How he said that about speedball players, and I said I think that speedball players are ultimately what either kill a field or like hurt a field, like because what field owners want are rental players, rec players. That's easy money. They don't bitch. They don't cry. They don't complain. They have a blast. They bring friends. Speedball players have an attitude. They cry when you charge them $10 over an extra box of paints. If the paint isn't perfect, they cry and bitch about that.
It's always something.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, this is coming from us who've played. I mean, they're always complaining, always crying. It's like, can they do anything? Like, Jesus. Like that rec player is going to spend $80 a case of paint, and it's probably going to break 10 times in his gun, and he's going to have a blast. He is going to have a damn blast. The other guy, the speedball player, us, we're going to buy the better paint, pay less than they're paying because we go to the field every single weekend. It's not going to shoot 100% accurate and straight, and then we're going to complain about it.
My always thing with practice paint, as long as it comes out the gun, I don't care. If it breaks my gun, then I got a fucking problem. I just wanted to come out of my gun so I can at least practice what the fuck I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Whether it be
and shoot,
way out,
it's got to go straight.
I mean, I don't. Whatever. If I know my shots there on, like I do a lot of breakout shooting. As long as I know my paint's there on breakouts, I'm good to go.
Fair
if it's got a curve in here and there, whatever. I know when I get good tournament paint, I should be nailing that shot 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Now you're absolutely right. If I'm shooting and it's like fucking left, right, and I got a fucking barn size BZO, then yeah, I'm gonna be bitching. As long
That's
as
the one that gets me. It can bounce all day long because most time you go to a practice to just say, hey, you bounced me 2 times going in or something. Like, okay, my shot's there. That's fine. Whatever. Whether you shoot me or not, it's whatevs. But
so we have a little list of about 10 questions for our guests. Maybe kind of like the speed round.
That's never speed. It's never speed though.
Yeah,
let's go.
That's supposed to work. It doesn't work that way. So we're each going to ask you about 5 questions apiece, and just kind of give off the best answer to the question that you feel. I'll go first. Or actually, I'll go first. Who is your favorite player? Your favorite, either you can be pro or maybe a buddy of yours, but your favorite player?
I would say my favorite pro player to watch is Randy Stanzik right now.
Okay.
That's different. I don't think we've got that yet.
Nope, not that. No.
I would say probably he's one of the most clutch players for survivability, cunningness, and just field awareness. And then he talks shit. Like it's just funny. It's funny to watch him play because I don't want to say anybody underestimates him, but he's definitely just a fucking clutch ass player.
Heck yeah, I like it. Do you like drums or flats for your chicken wings?
Oh man, I'm doing fucking the bigger ones.
Yeah, drums.
Fuck the wings. I'm doing drums, all drums.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm saying.
They get more sauce.
Yes.
Yes, and I think more meat, but
that too.
It's less work.
And less work.
Why
Yes.
are you turning it?
Right, 100%. I'm right there with you.
Who's your favorite team?
So that's always a tough one. I mean, I always root for the Thunder Boys.
Yeah,
I always root
partial
for
for the Thunder
Corey
guys.
and the Thunder guys. Getting to play with a lot of those dudes in the Northwest when I station out there. I've always been a Dynasty fan. I have a working relationship with Yosh. So I've always been, and Yosh is like one of those. Yosh is definitely like a Tim. The first time that Yosh stopped me to say hello, I was like, "Holy fuck!" Yosh just stopped me to say hi, and that was like one of those like, "Oh my god!" Like, did I make it? Like, did I make it in paintball? Like, do I have enough of collective knowledge of people like, "Oh yeah, that's Chris." Like, and when Yosh did that, I was like, "Fuck, dude, I feel kind of good."
That's awesome.
So Dynasty has always been, and it's if you've been in paintball long enough, you know the Dynasty story.
Oh yeah.
Those dudes.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody loves a winner. I do love the infamous guys. Travis is always there because they're gritty. I'd have to say that's probably my 3 favorite teams. Because I don't have like a per se favorite.
Yeah.
The Uprising guys, same thing. It was like when we sponsored them last year, Tommy and Nikki and Ao out there. They're good. They're fun guys to watch. Everybody else is like, whatever.
I like
They
it.
fall in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, like I like Damage because of Tim and the other guys out there. I remember sitting in the pits, or not the pits, the DLX tent and bullshitting with a lot of those dudes, just talking life.
Yeah.
Seeing guys who retired and came back, and it's like, can't ever get away. And they're like, you just can't. And talked about their real life jobs. Like Holloway was in there. And I remember talking to him. I was like, you've been doing this for a fucking minute, dude. Like, what are you gonna do? And he's like, I don't fucking know, man. I don't know.
That's awesome.
And so it's always one of those perspective things. So I like rooting for those dudes because they're fun to watch.
Yeah. What's your most memorable paintball event?
I will definitely have to say playing with Veteran Militia on Memorial Day and winning the tournament. That's probably the most recent one. It was Memorial Day, and we all thought we were done. I think we went like 2-2 or something really shitty. But we won our head-to-head, and the way that Greg had did the bracket for some fucking reason we were ahead of a team who had more points than us, but we beat them head to head. So it's one of those weird, really weird fucking things. And there were some very angry people. So Curtis was there, myself, James Arnatov, Tim Lawless, Jeff, and Josh, and a couple other guys. And so we're all dressing down. And I was like, fuck, dude. It's time for the beers. It's fucking Memorial Day. We got to play on paintball. I got to see fucking other veterans. We had a good time. Let's fucking remember the fallen and go home. And Mark Johnson walks up and he's like, hey, you want the good news or the bad news? I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, Mark? He's like, the good news is you get to play more paintball. The bad news is you got to keep paying for paint. I was like, motherfucker. So we get dressed and the sun's getting real low and they turn the lights on. And I don't know about you, but I played a lot of NPPL events where the sun goes down and the lights come on. Oh boy, let me tell you what happens. So we go out, we play our first match. Yeah, we play our first match. It's dusk, and we smash the shit out of those kids. We win. We go to the next round, and at this point, the end of the match, it's fucking damn near pitch black. And I remember coming in, fucking chugged a beer, and someone's like, "Who's the next line?" I was like, "Same fucking line." I mean, I was pumped. And Josh was like, he started bitching. I was like, "Bitch, you've done fucking harder shit than this. Like, step the fuck up. This day ain't about you. Fucking step the fuck up." And I was behind Arnatov, and I was like, go to snake one, go inside, and just shoot. Because we had a 1 or 2 point lead. So all we need to do is grind the clock out. We're in the dark. James runs to fucking S1. I go to the insert. We both shoot inside. Guys are flying up the fucking center. Jeff, I think, was in the inside on the Doritos. I want to say Loss is behind him. And Acosta was on the Dorito corner. And I was like, everybody just go to your primary, shoot the fucking center, run the clock. And sure as shit, these guys come fucking barreling down the center. Flags are flying. It's dark. You can't see shit. And time runs out. We win the fucking tournament. And the highlight of all that was Memorial Day, is that we were able to bring all these veterans together on Memorial Day and beat, the best teams in Texas for that time for that event.
No, and that was the USXBL?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And actually, like a couple days ago, Jen brought this up. She's like, you just play paintball and you don't turn your phone on, you don't talk to me. I was like, and she's paraphrasing this event. I was like, because I had called her, I was like, hey, we're done, I'm coming home. And then I don't talk to her for like 3 more hours. Because like we played the match. I spaced off. I started drinking. We won the next match, and then we're in fucking the ceremony for the winter circle. And then I was like, oh, hey, by the way, I'm on the way home. Where the fuck you been? Oh, well, the tournament wasn't actually over for us, and we won the tournament. And so she was all butthurt about that.
That's funny.
And that would probably be one of the most memorable. And I remember calling Travis, and I was crying. I was like, being able to be with other veterans on Memorial Day and have the camaraderie and the esprit de corps and what we built because of this and what we got to bring together will always be one of the highlight wins in my career. A little further back on that one, I will say winning World Cup, 10-man. That was a big one. Winning the CFOA overall division championships. That's a big one. Winning the overall with the 406 guys in the WCPPL overall championships. That was a big one. I've got a lot of wins, so they're all special in their individuality. But definitely highlights will probably be those ones.
That's awesome. I like it.
Who's your favorite superhero?
Oh, that's a tough one. I've always been a huge fan of Rogue.
Okay.
I've always loved Rogue. I love X-Men, so all of the characters are always fun. Favorite though, I'd probably say is Rogue's one of my top faves. Wolverine's always been a fun one. I do love Spider-Man. The Marvelverse, as a kid, reading a lot of those.
See, these never go fast, do they? We have the worst rapid fire questions. What's your favorite paintball gun of all time?
Lux.
Lux? Okay.
Hands down the Lux. It's the ergonomics have always kept me. Like I love shooting all the other guns out there, but I always come back to the Lux.
Any specific Lux?
I own number 53, the 1 point I remember calling Daryl when I was in Iraq on the sat phone for my one phone call a month to order a Lux. So my very first Lux would probably be the one I love the most. Guys know me. I own almost all the unicorns. So I've got the Payton. I've got Tim Montressor's AA. I built the Excalibur. I've got the Aurora. I love shooting that thing, even though it's tough to put hands on it. That's probably my favorite one is the Aurora because it took so long to track down.
Awesome.
Let's see. How do you like your steak cooked?
Medium rare.
Bit of a shelf. What is it?
Medium rare.
Medium rare.
It needs to be cooked just a tad more. Hard or soft?
Tacos?
No, just the question is hard or
No,
soft.
dude. Who knows?
Well, fuck. I mean, if I've been drinking tequila all night, I know I ain't gonna be hard.
That's Wes's first favorite question on the list.
I guess hard.
Yeah. Who do you think the best player currently in the sport is?
I'd have to fucking say Rainey.
Okay.
I mean, like that dude, like, regardless of the team he's been on, he fucking produces wins. The dude's just clutch.
Yeah.
I'd probably say my top 5 guys would be Bernikov because he's fucking clutch. The dude's a fucking ninja. Yosh because he pulls shit out of his ass and he's a great 2 insert. Rainey. Monville would be another really clutch player. And Sergey, or not Sergey, the tall one. Yeah, that's Sergey. Yeah, Sergey. Yeah, Sergey. Like
okay.
those dudes are those guys are just clutch players. I mean, when the shit's on the fucking line, you can almost always count on those dudes to pull something out of their fucking ass and win the game.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, so this is Wes's favorite question. What's the first thing you notice about the opposite sex?
Eyes.
Eyes.
Yeah.
There's 3 answers in that spiel that we have not heard.
Yeah.
That is one.
That is one.
What was the other one?
I don't know. It's always funny because the first thing, I guess it's that mentality. It's the first thing I look at somebody is like, can I kill you? Like literally if I look at somebody, can I kill you? Yeah, I can probably kill you. All right.
Okay.
And in your eyes, like how you can tell where somebody is at the mentality of somebody quickly by their eyes.
That's funny. That's
really one of those funny. The traits that you can see somebody and like you can see, is this person gonna be hostile to me? The expression on their face.
Friend or foe?
Yeah, I mean it's just like that's one of those PTS things, but it's like
man.
I gotta size you up. Like, can I fuck you up real quick and get away? Or are we gonna have a protracted fucking engagement here where I gotta fucking grab something and stab you?
Oh boy. Wes, did you have anything else?
That is it.
What about Chris? Anything else?
No. Obviously, guys, if you have an opportunity, please check out underindustries.com. Follow us on Facebook at Undr Industries, on IG at Undr Industries. I do stream Warzone pretty frequently. You can hop in there and bullshit with me as well. I obviously would love an opportunity to support you and your team throughout your paintball career. And we always look forward to having new opportunities to help teams grow and facilitate their individual needs.
Awesome. Yeah. So we thank everyone for listening. I do thankful that you came on here as a guest. I think that's all I had. Wes was good. Chris was good. So be sure to listen to the podcast, watch the podcast, check out all our socials as well. They'll all be in the description. And thank you for listening. Peace out, guys.
Later, guys.
Good night, guys.